My God.
Jesus
Is he okay?
I think
No.
Someone should check on this man.
Writers are not okay.
My name is KJ, and you're listening to the Supernatural Opinions podcast, where some things in this world are supernatural. My pronouns are she, they, and this is the podcast where I talk to my fellow Supernatural fans about Supernatural, and we share our Supernatural opinions. Today we're recapping Season 2, Episode 5, Simon Said, which originally aired on October 16th, 2006, and here to help me do that are my guests of the week, Meredith, Jordan, and Vail. Let's start with Meredith. Tell the people who you are.
Hello, my name is Meredith. My pronouns are she and her.
And Jordan.
Hi, I am Jordan at PsychicChick21 on the TikTok, and my pronouns are she and her, and I'm just happy to be here.
We're happy for you to be here too. I feel like it's been a little while since you were here.
It has. I think the last time was Everyone Loves a Clown.
Yeah, that was like a month ago.
Oh, it was.
And Vail, welcome back.
Yeah, hi, I'm Vail. I'm fanfiction reader, fanfiction writer, fanfiction nut. That's about it.
This week, we're going to be talking about the episode Simon Said. That's a reference to the popular children's game Simon Says, where one person is Simon, and they are rapidly ordering actions, beginning with Simon Says, for other players to follow along with, and you're hoping to trick them into following an order where you didn't say Simon Says. That is a pretty excellent title for this episode, I think.
It fits, yeah.
Very fitting. And this week's episode was written by Ben Edlund and was directed by Tim Acafano. I hope I said that correctly.
Sorry, Tim.
There's an I and an A, and that always messes me up.
Oh, no.
Tim Acafano has been producing TV shows since the 1990s, but he also directs from time to time, including this one solitary episode of Supernatural. This is his one time here. But he directed 5 episodes of 24, as well as a few other projects, including an episode of Jessica Jones, which is one of the many shows that he's been a producer on.
Oh, well, good for him. Getting involved in Marvel.
This is our very first Ben Edlund written episode. Ben Edlund was actually a consulting producer for this season, since the beginning of this season. I believe until season 9. And get ready to hear about him a few times in this section, because he's written 23 episodes of Supernatural up till I think the middle of season 8, so.
Oh,
Good for
good to
him.
know.
Yeah.
I knew that name.
Yeah, I really like Ben Edlund as far as writers go. He is one that I do like. Let's just get right into the recap, because at the end of the recap, we're going to come back to Ben Edlund and his original vision for this episode, according to IMDb's trivia section, because it's worth talking about.
Oh.
Ben was in the right place when he met Eric Kripke. I can see them getting along really well. This episode could have been so much darker.
Okay. Anyway.
We'll get to it at the end of the recap. There's a very extensive then section on this episode, because we're on episode 5 of this season, and it's really the first time we're getting to the special children's storyline. We've kind of been ignoring it for probably 8 episodes.
We just need to let them breathe and grieve their dad a bit.
Yeah, I feel like Sam hasn't had a vision since Salvation, which was season 1, episode 21, and this is season 2, episode 5.
Damn.
So we needed a refresher on all of those occurrences from the previous seasons and the Max stuff and all of it.
Just in case you forgot.
It's 4 p.m. We get a really prolonged shot of a clock tower in Guthrie, Oklahoma. A guy is answering his phone, and we see a flash of him with a gun, and then he gets off the phone, and a bus goes by, and he walks into a gun store.
This guy was... Sorry, I have to do this. This guy played a couple different characters on the X-Files.
I love when you do that. Anything of note or anything doctor related that you can remember?
No, he did play a villain once.
Okay, cool. I was just curious because he is a doctor later in this episode, revealed to be a doctor.
Well.
He walks into this gun store and he asks to see a 12-gauge shotgun, which he loads, which is illegal. Apparently, I don't know, we don't have a lot of gun stores in Canada. Like, I've been to one before, but, like, we don't have a lot of them, so I'm not clear on the rules, but I can definitely see why that would be illegal.
Yeah, we're gonna see why.
This guy shoots the store owner, who was just, like, talking about going hunting with his, like, sons on the weekend. I feel really bad for this guy and his poor, like, presumably, like, tween to, like, adult sons.
I didn't even think about that. That's horrible.
Yeah, he was just talking about how he was gonna take his sons, like, hunting, and then he gets shot.
Yeah.
Oh, he was in Halloween Town, too.
Oh, yeah, that is totally where I knew him from.
Gort.
I love Halloween Town.
That is a great name.
His name was Gort.
The Halloween Town movies are excellent. I think we also see that this guy shoots himself after he shoots the store owner.
It's deeply unfortunate.
Yeah.
Trigger warning on this entire episode for, like, self-harm and suicide, because it's pretty bad and happens more than once. So just, yeah, if you're sensitive to that, this might not be a great episode for you. Cut to Sam, who is in, like, the most disgusting gas station bathroom. The sink is so gross.
I know, you look like you can just get, like, dysentery just by standing in there.
Yeah, and there's, like, graffiti on the walls, but, like, I really notice how, like, the sink has, like, a layer of, like, greenness.
I'm fairly certain I've been in that bathroom, but it was in a frat house.
Oh no! What were you doing in a frat house?
I was a singer in a cover band, and it paid my bills, okay?
I'm so sorry.
Sam is suffering through a vision. He looks like he has the flu. He is sweaty. He is trying to, like, splash water on his face. He looks like he's in pain. He just looks awful.
It's not because of the vision, it's because of the bathroom.
Maybe, honestly.
Actually.
Dean, like, comes into the bathroom and he's like, hey, like, gotta move on. And then he sees Sam and he just goes, oh shit, like, what the hell is wrong? Are you okay? Actually, no, stupid question. You're definitely not okay.
No one has cleaned this place in 35 years.
Then they're, like, in the car, and Dean's trying to be, like, chill about it, but Sam is like, we need to go and figure out what is going on. Like, let's go to the Roadhouse and figure out where this happens. They're listening to some Nebraska rock channel, which adds some credence to the theory that the Roadhouse's unknown location is somewhere in Nebraska. I can't believe that, like, we don't have a town for the Roadhouse. Like, we don't have a specific town that is nearby.
That's the way they like it.
It is just a nebulous Nebraskan area.
I bet it moves around like a vanishing island.
The people who know need to know where it is, know where it is.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like it's like Isla de Muerta.
You get, like, an email every weekend, like, where it's
Where it's gonna be.
It's in code.
That would honestly be a better system than just come as you are, or I think some random tourists happen to wander in at some point this season. Dean is not keen on the idea of walking into the Roadhouse where other hunters might be and just announcing that Sam has a supernatural ability that's directly linked to a demon, which, you know what, is smart.
It's like walking in like, my brother is a target.
Like, we've really been wrestling since Sam, like, revealed that he had this ability of, like, what's the line? Is Sam gonna become a monster? We know that Dean's got the secret from John that he's been trying to handle.
But, like, I get it and I don't get it because we've already seen, like, through Missouri and stuff that hunters work with psychics sometimes and they're cool with that. So, like, as long as you don't mention the demonic part, then I don't know why everyone's up in arms all of a sudden before you get to, like, you know, really bad demon time.
I don't know. I think there's some stuff the show doesn't hint on very well. I'm currently reading John Winchester's journal. I actually did purchase myself a copy of it after we talked about it so many times. And that is not canon. It conflicts directly with canon. However, in John Winchester's journal, John describes a lot of weird things that happened with Sam. John found out about the special children when Sam was, like, 7.
Oh, this man.
Whoa.
Is when John first heard that Sam might be special. I feel like it's actually, like, not too big of a stretch for other hunters to hear that Sam has a supernatural ability and to start thinking, like, oh, maybe it's linked to that, like, weird shit that Sam was doing as a kid, or that whole, like, demonic death of his mother in his bedroom.
Yeah. And also, like, I guess if you have a psychic child from John Winchester, you're probably like, maybe not mentally stable.
Yeah, that too.
Possibly dangerous.
That is an excellent point.
Sam asks Dean if Dean thinks that he's a freak, and Dean is trying to be like jokey, big bro, like, oh, you've always been a freak, and God, I want to smack him. Please, somebody hit Dean Winchester. But he's trying all wrong to make Sam feel better. Sam has always felt like an outsider and a freak and been really sensitive in particular to the word freak. And I get that Dean's like an older brother, but he should definitely know that. Like, he was trying to be nice. He was not trying to be mean, but like, just the idea that Sam's never been normal does not land well with Sam.
Siblings are some of the most insensitive people in the world.
Yeah.
So,
like, he was trying to be nice and he just did it all wrong.
this is very realistic.
Joe, we then get a scene at the Roadhouse, and Joe is playing Big Buck Hunter, and she has beat some guy named Ed at it, and he gives her like all his money, so he's gonna be sleeping in his truck tonight. Because Ellen charges for the room. She doesn't just let people crash there unless you're Ash or the Winchesters.
They're special.
And I assume that Ash pays rent of some kind. Ellen comes over and reveals that Joe has all the highest scores, like the top 10 scores are all Joe. And he got hustled. Joe might not be actively hunting, but it's so obvious that she's been raised around hunters her entire life, because this is exactly how Sam and Dean make money. It's by pretending that they're not very good at stuff and then being good at it.
Also, this is her family's roadhouse, so it's just stupid to challenge her on her own turf.
Yeah, like, not only has she, like, been practicing, but, like, she literally lives here. Sam and Dean arrive, and Joe is very, like, really happy to see them. And Sam doesn't even talk to Joe, except ask where Ash is. Very un-Sam of him. This is one of my favorite scenes in the episode. Ash is in his room, and they knock on the door, but he doesn't open until they refer to him as Dr. Badass, which, like, big mood. He opens the door, and Ash is just naked, and there's a strobe light situation going on inside the room. Ash is having a good night, whatever was going. It doesn't appear like there's anyone else in the room, but we don't know.
We won't judge.
This is the most by Dean scene of this episode, because Sam is like not happy to see Ash unclothed, and he just kind of like turns around.
Relatable.
Dean wants to look so badly, and he keeps like starting to look and then catching himself. Meanwhile, Sam like turns around, but then when he like wants to talk to Ash, he like looks at Ash, and like his eyes just naturally stay on Ash's face. He's not fazed at all by the physical form of a man. He's like, dude, need help, please. Meanwhile, Dean is like, don't look. I'm looking. Okay, shit, I was looking.
Oh, no.
He's very clearly struggling. Ash is like, I guess I need to put pants on, and he closes the door on them, and he and Sam like reconvene on a table. And this is when I first noted that Sam's arm was in a cast. It has been his entire time, and we talked about this last week, and I think also the week before. Jared broke his arm doing Bloodlust, and then they started filming, and they couldn't cast him because they'd already started filming, so they had to just go without the cast for another few days.
Ow.
Oh.
And that feels like it shouldn't be allowed, but I guess continuity is more important, and budget is more important than putting a cast on Jared's broken arm.
Is it though?
But they finally like put a cast on his poor arm. It was on the whole time. I went back and looked. It was in all the other scenes that Sam was in, but this was the first time that I like noticed it. Sam remembered the logo on the bus that he saw, and Ash tracks it to the Blue Ridge bus lines in Guthrie, Oklahoma. Ash is asking some questions about why they think that the demon would be there, and the boys are being very John about it. Like, just do it, don't ask questions. Just very much John's way of speaking to people who are helping him.
It's Ash. He's gonna figure it out.
Yeah, he's way smarter than both of them. There are no demonic omens, so Sam asks Ash instead to check for a house fire in 1983, matching the description of the night that Mary died, 6-month birthday, nursery fire. They've been playing that like method of tracking and like those details, I guess, like really close to the vest. I feel like I would have mentioned it like the last time that they talked to Ash, but apparently they didn't.
Probably didn't want him to connect the dots that their mom died that way.
Well, they all seem to know that.
Yeah, but like,
I guess
don't want to remind him, make the connection to the demon.
They showed up there looking for information about the demon, like the last 2 times they've been there. I feel like they should have mentioned it, but
well,
whatever.
They didn't, because they're stupid.
Sam promises Ash a PBR if he just shuts up and does it, and Ash says, give me 15 minutes. I think that PBR means Pabst Blue Ribbon, which is a brand of beer.
Yeah, it does.
That makes me think, does Ash pay for beers? Like, if I lived in a bar, like if my home was in a bar, I would be like getting my drinks included in my rent. I would not be paying for individual drinks. I would be like including that in my rent, like an extra like $50 so I can have unlimited drinks.
Way of trying to keep him sober.
Maybe. Ash doesn't strike me as someone who has like, I mean, I get the first time we met Ash, he was literally passed out on a table, but I still don't feel like Ash has like a drinking problem the way that like John Winchester has a drinking problem. But maybe I'm wrong. Joe sees Dean like sitting by himself and puts on Can't Fight This Feeling by REO Speedwagon. And Dean goes through like a range of emotions that Joe pretends not to see before making like very intentional eye contact.
I gotta say, her seduction techniques would work on me.
Yeah. Dean has beef apparently with REO Speedwagon. But Joe likes what she likes. She's like, damn right, REO Speedwagon, when Dean calls her on it. Joe asks about their mom's death, and Dean